Well, well, Diddy's infamous little black book may need a serious health warning. After years of rumors surrounding what allegedly happened behind closed doors at his parties, a prison insider is now claiming that Diddy's HIV report has been leaked. That claim is unverified, but it immediately raises questions because it connects to allegations that have circulated around the music mogul for years.
There's too much going on that's unnecessary. I just can't do it all.
But this is where the story takes an even darker turn. According to the insider, Diddy's alleged medical situation may not be the only concern inside the prison. Other inmates are being mentioned in connection with claims about sexually transmitted infections, creating a disturbing narrative that is spread rapidly online. None of those claims should be treated as confirmed medical facts, but they help explain why this latest allegation is getting so much attention.
You got Diddy around here passing out herpes. But you have inmates who are in prison who knows that they're HIV positive or they have full-blown AIDS and they have made a pact. When they get out, they're going to infect as many people as possible. See, this is why a lot of y'all that have been going to them parties, man, like PD Cakes and all them, man, y'all need to go get yourself checked. Or better yet, I bet y'all using that medication that keeps you undetectable or keeps you from passing.
But you have to understand, man, number one, when you're in jail, you have HIV or any STD, they have something called pill call. That means that other inmates see you getting your pills. The nurse knows. You understand what I'm saying? The doctor knows. Well, they don't want this outbreak in their jail. They do warn other people like, hey, this is going, certain jails, they have people with communicable diseases off in a whole nother pod. It ain't.
And the HIV allegation doesn't appear completely out of nowhere. A man identified as John Doe previously filed a lawsuit involving Diddy, claiming he was an aspiring entertainment industry intern in 2014. According to the lawsuit, he later attended an after-party following a Diddy music shoot, where alcohol and drugs were allegedly present. He says he drank alcohol, began feeling strange, and eventually blacked out. He later alleged that Diddy took advantage of him and claimed that months afterward he tested positive for HIV. Those are allegations from a civil lawsuit, not established facts. Still, the connection is enough to make the latest rumor feel more significant.
Such thing as an invite. You either there or you're not.
Okay.
It was not. You want to come with me? It wasn't. You want to come
like a
with?
Special card.
Yeah,
or nothing,
it's just
none of that.
you either there or you're not. So I seen things. I mean, I seen men on men, girl on girl.
Okay, hold
men,
on.
You know,
you're in the room. Diddy's in the room.
Yes, I seen that too.
Okay, like how many people are actually having sexual relations in one room at a time?
Well, that varies.
What's the most number of people you've seen having sex in a room at one time?
6.
6 people. Is Diddy one of them?
Yes.
Okay. Was it heterosexual?
It was diabolical.
Meaning?
I seen Diddy. This ain't my first time seeing Diddy doing things with a man in my face.
What was he doing?
I never seen Diddy have sex with a man. I seen Diddy doing things that I always kind of was like, whoa, my bad. And he'll be doing kissing and rubbing.
Wait, you've seen Diddy kiss a man?
I definitely seen Diddy kiss a man. I walked into the room and seen Diddy kiss a man. Powerful man.
Okay. Can you say what that is?
That what I can't. Yeah.
Someone,
because that person is still in the music industry and it's a big dog. And
all right. So if you were to say that name, I would know who that is right off top.
Yes, you would.
Is this a openly gay man?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but definitely in that world.
Okay.
He wasn't black.
A white dude?
Yes.
Well.
And then there's the mystery surrounding the powerful music industry figure mentioned in that account. The description immediately sent people online into speculation mode, but there was no verified identification here. One name was specifically ruled out, however, Clive Davis. So the question remains whether the mystery person will ever be publicly identified or whether this will remain another unresolved piece of the story.
Saying I walked in the room and I seen Diddy kissing a powerful person who done a lot of things in the music industry since the late 80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you saw that?
I was disgusted.
Okay.
That's how I felt. It was uncomfortable to my eyes. My eyes were uncomfortable.
So Diddy kisses this man and then he looks over at you.
They were tonguing.
They were tonguing.
Yeah. Even when I walked in, like Oh, Lord.
Oh, my God.
I don't know. I want to see that again.
But, all right. So he's tugging the dude down.
Yeah,
you look over
and they
at
was
you.
grabbing each other's, how you say it, crotches.
Okay.
You did?
All right. This is very graphic.
This is facts.
No, I believe you. I believe you. So you're seeing Diddy with his tongue.
Not to cut you off, but how you think I got to shot the Lil Daddy video and the remix in the same day? The moment I seen that, you heard me, I've been pushing Diddy to shoot these videos about 6 months straight. Soon as I was in New York, I walked into the room and seen him kissing the man and then grabbing each other crotches. 3 days later, I'm shooting Lil Daddy video in New Orleans, 2 of them with Lil Wayne too. Make that.
Meanwhile, Diddy's legal team has continued fighting the allegations and working to challenge his sentence. His attorneys argue that the punishment was excessive and that the judge considered conduct connected to charges the jury had rejected. Diddy was convicted of prostitution-related offenses but acquitted of the more serious racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking charges. His lawyers are now seeking a reduction of his sentence, meaning his legal battle is far from finished.
Diddy Combs is pushing to have his prison term cut short. The rap mogul's lawyers took his case to a federal appeals court in New York on Thursday. They say his sentence for a sex-related conviction was too harsh. Jerika Duncan is here with more from those arguments. Jerika, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. A lot to consider here. Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers argue a judge wrongfully sentenced their client by considering more serious charges than what he was actually convicted of. They also say it is the most prison time ever given someone convicted of the same charges with a similar criminal history. Now, one of the prosecutors in this case insists that Combs' 4-year, 2-month prison term is below federal sentencing guidelines and in line with similar convictions. Last summer, as many of you remember, a jury cleared Combs of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charges. The rapper was convicted of lesser prostitution-related offenses. He had pleaded not guilty to all charges and denied wrongdoing. He's scheduled for release in April of 2028. Nate, this should be interesting. It could take a couple of months before there's a decision. One of the judges in that appeals court saying that this was an exceptionally difficult case.
And surprisingly, not everyone who has spoken about Diddy believes he deserved the treatment he received. Sheree Hayes, known as the Punisher, previously performed with Cassie at Diddy's parties and has suggested that Diddy was portrayed more negatively than her own experience indicated. That perspective is notable because she says she was actually around the environment. But one person's account doesn't erase the much broader collection of allegations and testimony surrounding Diddy.
Argument his lawyers put before a 3-judge panel as to why he should be released from his 50-month sentence and freed immediately. In a filing, they say his infamous free-off tape showing sexual encounters involving his girlfriends and male sex workers, they argue, were voyeurism and amateur pornography, conduct that's protected by the First Amendment. Here's the twist, though. That wasn't even the main issue in court today. It all came down to this: whether the judge appropriately punished Sean Combs by potentially using evidence and conduct about the crimes he was acquitted of in determining his sentence for the crimes he was convicted of. Remember, Combs was convicted of 2 Mann Act violations, with the jury finding he transported sex workers and his girlfriends across state lines for drug-fueled parties that he dubbed as free-offs. But he was acquitted of the more serious charges of racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking. And it's those charges, the ones the jury said not guilty on, that his attorneys say the judge relied on to hand down a longer sentence. A sentence, they say, goes way past how others have been sentenced in the past.
When I look back to it, it was a very choreographed, kind of streamlined scenario. And there was a lot of focus on the lighting, body positions, and I think I was not aware that I was filmed. I found that after the fact. But I can see where it was definitely something that was set up to be kind of captured in a certain way. So it might be some credence to that.
When you hear the way it's described today, when you hear the way it was described at trial, do you feel like a victim? Do you feel like this was a crime?
So I don't. In terms of my interactions, you know, with all the details coming out, it almost sounds embarrassing to say, but it was something as a guy and interacting with this beautiful woman for thousands of dollars. It was something I was like almost proud of in terms of like bragging rights with the buddies. You know, it was really shocking to me when all of the allegations came out and it became such a bigger thing. But I cannot look back and say any of my interactions, because nothing felt uncomfortable in regards to her energy, the energy that I received in interacting, that made me feel like anything that, if there was no allegations, it would be something I wouldn't think twice of.
Look, I'm going to get into the law on this in a minute with Mark Garagos. But essentially, generally speaking, the way the argument broke down today is how serious is it?
Honestly, man, I don't think it's serious at all. I think everything was overblown. My interactions, as I testified to, I didn't see any signs of distress. And then in the interim, since the trial, I've actually spoke to other guys that were involved in the actions and parts of it, and we all, nothing that I can point blank see as it being anything more than a couple having fun in a kind of kink type of way, but not anything that I could even begin to say that I saw a crime or anything that is.
That raises a bigger question. Why does Diddy continue to have people willing to defend him? Over the years, critics, including 50 Cent, have repeatedly attacked him publicly, while Cassie testified against him and Jaguar Wright has made numerous allegations. Yet there are still people who insist Diddy wasn't as bad as the public believes. Is it money, connections, loyalty, or simply Hollywood's ability to forget? Whatever the explanation, Diddy's reputation has somehow survived an extraordinary number of controversies.
Who knew him for a long time used the word sociopath, and I had not made that connection until they pointed it out to me. And then I was like, oh my God, you don't seem to care about other people being hurt. You don't seem to care about stepping on other people to get what you want. You don't seem to care about lying to people. Because there was apparently this sexual quid pro quo, right, that you also see over and over, that this notion of, if you want to be a singer, a rapper, a writer, a producer, somebody in my circle, in the bad boy world, Sean John, whatever, well, you also got to participate in this stuff too, right? And you got to do both. And if you don't do both, then you can't. So it's this quid pro quo, which is why they're bringing in the businesses in all these lawsuits. But it's sort of this classic entertainment industry thing of like, you gotta please the boss in order to become famous, which is kind of insane. And you also see consistently, he is controlling people's bodies, either by the influence that he has. I could control your career. So if you want to become a star, then you have to do what I want. Or I am physically incapacitating you by giving you drugs, either through drink, quite often through drink, sometimes through smoke, but also through the baby oil. There's times when people are discussing he's putting horse tranquilizer in the baby oil. So when he gets the baby oil on you, this sounds insane. It sounds like I'm talking about
there's a
movie.
lawsuit claiming that there's GHB in the baby oil, but this is just a lawsuit. This is not a criminal case at this time. This is just allegations based on people who are suing him for money. So you have to take that into account.
Well, yes, but if you are an attorney, you cannot knowingly bring a
And the legal problems are nowhere near over. Diddy has reportedly faced dozens of civil lawsuits, keeping his attorneys extremely busy. Several claims have been allowed to continue, meaning the legal pressure could remain for years. One case involving a Hampton party guest has also drawn attention after a judge allowed certain claims against Diddy to survive while dismissing others. That distinction matters because a surviving claim means the legal dispute can continue rather than ending immediately.
Of Mercury New York versus Diddy, Judge Bluth has ruled and has allowed the violation of New York's VGM VPL survive against Diddy, whilst other claims have been dismissed. So if a charge survives, that means the case can continue. If all charges are dismissed, and that is good news for Diddy, but that isn't happening in these lawsuits, guys. There is also another lawsuit that I was reading upon, and was pretty interesting because, again, it's a problem. In the matter of Doe, Hampton party guest versus Diddy, Judge Bluth has allowed sexual remained against Diddy only, and he has 20 days now to answer to this. Other claims have been dismissed. The next conference is September 16th, and we know that Diddy does not like deadlines. He doesn't like to respond to litigation. He isn't even speaking to his lawyers. The man is in solitary confinement. His prison date has been extended as well, and it's been revealed that he spent 8 to 10 million on litigation as it is anyways, which is still a lot of money. But again, a second civil lawsuit where a judge is allowing charges to survive. sexual assault at that as well. And the reason why these are important is because he's possibly facing criminal charges in LA. So the district attorney is probably watching these civil cases and watching how other judges, people high-ranking other judges, are actually looking at civil litigation and are looking at charges and letting them survive because they reviewed specific cases. That in itself adds depth, substance, and credibility to the conversation that Diddy is a danger to society and that he should be held accountable for his actions.
But Lala's lawyers are fighting in court. Diddy has reportedly faced problems behind bars as well. According to reports, he was involved in an altercation with another inmate, and the incident allegedly resulted in additional time being added to his sentence. For someone already fighting to get released as early as possible, another disciplinary problem could create an entirely new complication.
Diddy got a booty beating. That said, 1 month has been added to his already reduced time. There you go. He got another slap on the wrist. I wonder how all the crime victims, the victims feel about that. Tisa tells, how many times do we know of, anyway, that Sean Combs has broken the rules behind bars? The big man that's used to telling everybody else what to do seemingly can't follow the rules.
Interesting enough, there are 3 times. The first time, something was illegal, I'll just say it, with toilet wine in the Fort Dix.
That just kind of rolled off your tongue. You said toilet wine. It's Pruno. So Diddy's making booze and getting a snoot full behind bars, I think is what you're trying to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, so somebody was making booze and Diddy got a few cups of that and he was caught. Okay, that was the first infraction. While that happened, there was another scandal going on where Diddy was making 3-way calls, which are illegal. You're only allowed to call one person. He was making 3-way calls while he was in Fort Dix. And in the 3-way calls, he was asking someone who he first claimed was his legal team. And then they said, no, they keep us out of it. But he was talking to a woman who he told to bring unmarked bills, I think 200 unmarked bills in a paper bag to Fort Dix. Again, sounds shady and illegal to me. Now, he got slaps on the hand for that. But now we literally escalate to the prison fight. And my sources in Fort Dix says even the prison fight was caused by Diddy breaking the rules. There's no smoking in prison, supposed to be. Diddy was smoking but they sneak. Diddy was smoking in an enclosed area. That enclosed area and smoking caused the guards to crack down and to do a raid for contraband. In the raid for contraband, the inmate he was fighting with, his phone was actually seized. After that raid, the man went to Diddy and said, what the hell is going on? And that's how this fight actually ensued. Again, infraction on infraction on infraction. And if the reports are true about why the fight started, it does show a pattern that Diddy can't find the rules. I know it's 21 days for the investigation to be completed. They automatically added 30 days onto his sentence because, there needs to be some type of punishment. But Diddy seems to be really, really worried, and his lawyers are rumored to be gearing up to challenge the fact that he might be kicked out of this program that is fast-tracking him out as a result of the fight. And if he is kicked out, then all the good time he's earned will be clawed back. Now, of course, his lawyers are gearing up for a legal challenge. Nobody knows if he'll be kicked out of the program. But there is a chance that he's facing very serious consequences, depending on the severity of the fight, the injury.
And somehow, Diddy's future plans reportedly still involve Miami. Reports have claimed that a flight or booking was arranged for him, despite the fact that he remained incarcerated. That detail became another talking point during discussions about his case because it reportedly created the impression that his people expected him to be out sooner. Whether that was simply an optimistic plan or something more remains unclear.
Served, you take 14 months off. So that's 36 months, right? Which is 3 years. Now, he could potentially get into an RDAP program, which is residential drug abuse program, which could get like 6 months off. So he could get out in maybe 2 years, maybe 1.5 years plus house arrest, that type of thing.
Okay.
It's not totally horrible, but it's less than he was expecting. Now, one of the things that really hurt him in trial was that the prosecutors revealed that he has like bookings scheduled for next week in Miami. Ha! You heard about this?
No.
Yeah. It was confirmed that he had a booking.
Who booked it?
His people did, and I guess it was confirmed.
So they thought he was coming.
Like a speaking engagement next week in Miami.
So they thought he was getting out. Now,
and that worked against him. Mathis even said the judges don't like stuff like that. Just assuming you're getting out and so forth. Yeah, you're kind of like laughing in the face of the court.
Okay, but no matter if I'm laughing or not, just charge me with what I'm getting charged with. Like I don't like that. Like just get me for the crime. Don't get me for my attitude. My attitude is my attitude. My personality is my personality.
No, these things.
So now
happen.
it's not about the court. It's about how you feel about me, and you're supposed to be neutral party, right? Because in reality is we've heard this case, right? What we thought the Diddy parties were didn't even be that.
Right.
We thought there was gonna be some celebrities. We thought we were about to see
underage kids.
Yeah, we thought we were about to get all the great goodness of Hollywood, and we just got two nasty motherfuckers. Three. Yeah, you got one street whore at this moment in time, or what it ended up being, and you got it's like a Bang Bros. It's like a Bang Bros episode, and he's the producer, just watching too.
Well, he's the cuckold. He's the
Then comes the most disturbing part of the prison allegations. An insider has claimed that Diddy was allegedly distributing an illness among inmates, and that this supposedly contributed to the confrontation. To be absolutely clear, that is an insider's allegation, not a confirmed medical fact. There has been no verified evidence presented here establishing that Diddy has HIV or intentionally infected anyone. Still, the claim provides an alleged explanation for why tensions inside the prison may have escalated.
Has landed himself in solitary confinement after getting into a prison fight with another inmate. We're being told that this inmate dissed Diddy, so pushing started, and then there was punches thrown. So I guess the prison guards immediately broke it up.
I hope he at least won the fight.
Well, according to our prison sources, and yes, we have them, Diddy held his own during the fight.
What does that mean, that he didn't lose the fight but didn't win it?
It means he didn't have to go to the hospital ward?
It doesn't sound like he dragged the guy, though. It sounds like he just survived.
But they threw him into the hole. For how long, we cannot say.
Will this affect him getting out? Because he's supposed to get out in February 2028.
Pretty sure, unless they determine that he was attacked. Here's the problem that Diddy has now is that it's happened once. So now
he's a target.
Now there's gonna be a bunch of other tough guys lined up because you make a name for yourself.
But Fort Dix doesn't really look like that hard of a prison, right?
Really? How much time do you think you could do at Fort Dix? It doesn't seem that tough.
I'd be all right. Are you kidding? You'd be spit roasted.
They'd be lined up, man. They would be lined up.
You would be a sweet treat in prison.
So Diddy may have his eyes on Miami, but first he has to deal with the reality of prison, ongoing lawsuits, and an uncertain legal future. Between the courtroom battles, the reported altercation, and the unverified HIV allegations, the controversy surrounding him continues to grow. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe the prison insider's claims, or is this simply another unverified chapter in the never-ending Diddy saga? Let me know your thoughts below. And if Diddy really has a Miami flight waiting, maybe that welcome home party should stay on hold for now.